Hello. I just was thinking here that if I would come to the forest every day and put the camera on record and speak whatever comes up, like not having planned beforehand what I'm going to say exactly, maybe I have some thoughts, but not the scripts, not the scripted talk that I should memorize. Then sometimes something that I feel valuable will come out, and probably a lot of nonsense or rubbish, or something that I don't feel it's so useful to anyone else, or that is not coming out in a very condensed way, but feels more like a waste of time for the busy people of today. I can easily get home and cut those parts away from the video and or pick the part where I actually got into the mode. I got in the zone of relaying some information in a way that I feel, hey, this is valuable. Hey, this can spark people up in the morning. This can be a nice informational or inspirational video to share, and then just clip those parts. Um, then I think some mornings I would have some good stuff coming out, and that probably is a way how many content producers do the stuff, so that they shoot a lot of content and then they only pick the parts that make sense, or pick the kind of gold chips from the sand. And yeah, and again, it comes down to if liking the process. Like if it's too much work, and if I only would appreciate when some gold nugget comes out, um, might not be worth it, especially if it doesn't pay the bills, and if it's like something that I feel dutiful to do and like must get something out. But if it's like a play or experiment, like hey, what comes out today, I've been doing that a lot with writing in the mornings, like using a method from book Automatic Writing Experience by Michael Sandler. And if I ever publish this video, I probably put the link to the notes. Uh, and that's also something where you sit down and start writing, and you don't know what comes out. And often there comes something useful. Not every morning, but often enough to keep you motivated. And I've been now doing that for 2 months, like practically every morning. So it's a great morning practice. So maybe I add to my morning slash midday practice coming out in the sunlight. Although in Finland you need to be very precise to hit outdoors at the sunlight time, which is sometimes a bit cloudy in the winter. Anyway, Finnish jokes aside, uh, yeah, the point of this picking up the gold nuggets, it reminds me of this nice metaphor that you can use for taking photographs. And now I'm trying to test if it works for filmography as well. But you can have the approach of hunting or the approach of mushroom picking. And as there are plenitude of mushrooms, and sometimes you don't know exactly uh, which are good ones, which are not. Well, you should maybe know the poisonous ones. But sometimes even looking outside, you don't know if it's full of worms or whatever. So you tend to pick a lot of mushrooms and go home, and then you go through them and you cut out the bad parts and the worms and the bad type or quality mushrooms, and you save what's good. So you can even chop only a small piece of good one from one big mushroom. Maybe it mostly goes to waste, but it was still worth it. You got like a 1/4 good for food. So that's one approach. And the other one is the hunting. So you spend a lot of time in the forest or wherever you're hunting, and you sneak closer to the target and the perfect moment, and then you shoot and try to make small amount of shooting count a lot, like bring in a good result. And often, if you miss the shoot, then you need to prepare a lot for the next one. So with photography, you can do both. And yeah, back in the day when we used film, the mushroom approach could get quite expensive if you're like a and then you go through them afterwards. You pay for the film and development of all of those. So people were relying more to the hunting, at least a bit. You can mix this naturally. But nowadays you can just take a lot of material, like now in the video, take a lot of material, and then if there is any gold nugget in the middle, you just cut that out, and that brings in the value, and it's very cheap. and not too bad for the environment as well, because it's mostly electricity that you put in the battery of the camera and the computer when you go through the pictures, and then you just delete what you don't need, um, or use them for funny videos, or save them for future reference using some hard disk space. But that way, you really take the pressure out from the hunting of the perfect moment. Like, you know that if the camera is rolling, you keep speaking, something good is coming out, and if nothing comes out, no worries. You don't need to publish anything. Anyway, you got out, you got into the forest, and now I'm talking about me. But uh, you could do the same. Well, I'm talking to me doing this process, like learning this process, like how will I want to approach making videos? Do I want to do this? Do I want to publish this? How to take the pressure out of myself to come out to record these videos. And now I have the feeling that I got a little bit warmed up after the first record. I don't know yet if this goes into any publishing or not. I'm gonna go home and check my basket for any good mushrooms and warm up my toes. And maybe I take the longer route home, hoping to spot some tracks. There is some fresh snow after the night, so if I spot any animal tracks, they will be quite new. So I have never done. Now I'm getting back to the hunting metaphor, but never done this like attempt that okay, if I spot fresh tracks and if I'm not in a hurry to walk any certain direction, what if would happen if I just follow the tracks? Will the animals manage to keep the distance, or could I actually spot some fox or rabbit or whatever is jumping around here? Let's see. Then grabbing that on film is another challenge, but now I'm quite happy that I came here today to record this. I hope you're happy too for watching, and let's see what comes next. Bye bye.